I want to pick out the verses that I just read to you in regard to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 1, where the Apostle Paul writing says, "But of the times and season, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, or the day of Yahuwah, so comes as a thief in the night." Now, it's going to come as a thief in the night to the unbelieving world. Paul writes further down in here that, "For when they shall say peace and safety," of course, the people that they shall say peace and safety are the unbelievers on the earth. When that's why the rapture has to happen before the tribulation, because again, I pointed out to you that it's not going to be a time where there's going to be as the tribulation is described with 21 judgments being released on the earth, over half the world's population dying during that time frame. This is not a description of that time frame. This is a description that it's going to come as a thief in the night, meaning that the day of Yahuwah begins with the rapture, because immediately when the rapture takes place, judgment is going to fall. And because it's a pattern in just like it was in the days of Noah and Lot, judgment fell after the righteous were delivered. And so the righteous ones, being the church, which we've already talked about a number of times, we're the only righteous ones on the earth. Those that have been born again of the Ruach HaKodesh are the righteous ones that will not have to endure the wrath of Yahuwah. So we will be taken out before this event happens. That's why he says that we are not of the night nor of darkness. In other words, this day will not take us as a thief in the night, as it will the unbelieving world. He says in verse 5, "You are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness." And then he said, "Let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober." In other words, let us be sober about the time frame that we're living in. Unfortunately, there are a lot of believers who aren't paying attention to what's going on in the prophetic time frame that we're living in. They're too caught up in just living a part of the world and so forth. But for those that are watching, for those that are paying attention, we know that we're at the very door of the rapture happening at any moment, because of the events that we see surrounding us and all the signs that point to the day of Yahuwah is at hand. And then he says in verse 8, "But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For Yahuwah has not appointed us to wrath." One of my favorite verses, I think, in the scripture. "For Yahuwah has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation." And that's because I've shared with you a number of times that we are not the object of Yahuwah's wrath, because we are already made righteous. And if the church could understand this, if the body of the Mashiach understood the way that the Creator sees us as being righteous. I didn't say we never sin. I didn't say that we don't still fail and walk in the flesh sometimes. But the fact is, if you're born again, you are righteous in the sight of our Creator, because you are clothed in His righteousness and not your own. And we're waiting for the adoption to be complete, the redemption of our body. And that's what the rapture is all about. Thank you for your time this evening. And thank you for those that have subscribed to my channel. Please, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll be updated as we do new videos. So thank you for your time tonight, and just be encouraged knowing that we're living in a great, exciting times. Very soon we'll be going home. Shalom.